Principles are important because they serve as a foundation for a system of beliefs or a set of behaviors. Positive principles can help us to achieve all of our goals and dreams, but poor principles can serve to defeat us. So we got to be careful about those principles. Now, the fourth principle in this series is about being unique and being uniquely you. Now, the mantra for this principle is as follows: I am God's greatest creation. I am a unique creation, both godly and spiritual. Now, of course, if you don't want to add the religious component to it, you can think about the universe and those things. This just is my interpretation, my viewpoint. Now, again, I am God's greatest creation. Within me burns a flame which has been passed from generations uncounted, and its heat is a constant irritation to my spirit to become better than I am, and I will. So basically, when we talk about assignment, anointment, our genetic fiber, our being, it tells us to be better than what we are. We want to end better than where we started. Now, I will fan this flame of dissatisfaction and proclaim my uniqueness to the world. I think you should do the same. Because remember, none can duplicate our brushstrokes. None can make our chisel marks. None can duplicate our handwriting. Well, there are some handwriting calligraphers and there are some forgers who can do a pretty good job. None can produce any of our children. Our children are uniquely our own. And in truth, none of us has the ability to learn and live the way we do. So, hence our uniqueness. Henceforth, we should capitalize on this difference of our uniqueness, for our uniqueness is an asset to be promoted to the fullest. Remember, we are God's greatest creations. Now, when we make vain attempts to imitate others, that's a downfall. We should always be ourselves and not seek. We may be inspired by others. We may be drawn to others. We may find some. Well, I said inspired, but we want to be uniquely ourselves. So you should vow. I vowed as follows: vain attempts to imitate others no longer will I do. Instead, I will place my uniqueness on display out in the world. I will proclaim my uniqueness, and I will sell my uniqueness. I will begin now to accent my differences and hide my similarities. I don't want to be just another guy in the marketplace. I want to be uniquely me, and I want people to see value in being uniquely me. In the immortal words of that song, I'm different. Yeah, I'm different. Remember? Yeah, I'm different. Yeah, I'm different. So different. Be different. Be unique. For there's value there. Because if I spend too much time trying to be somebody else, I'm going to be neither them nor me. So nobody's there, as the saying goes. Now remember, any of my goods, my services, my skills, they are uniquely my own. There's my value. Anything that I sell, I want it to be uniquely different from all others. And I want to have pride in that difference. Going in and out of the light. Sorry about that. Because remember, all things rare are valuable. And so therefore, if each of us are unique, then each of us are valuable. So don't believe when they say, oh, I'm just a common man, I'm just the average guy, because we often find ourselves admiring someone else's gifts We all have our own gifts, and they are rare and unique in some ways because we are rare and unique because there's only one of us. Even when they're twins, they're almost the same, but they're still not exactly the same because they each have unique perspectives because they're not experiencing the exact same thing at this exact same moment, every moment of their lives. Each one of them are standing this far apart with a perspective that far apart. So even with twins, triplets, and those things, they are still unique in their experience. Remember, we are God's creation. We are better equipped in both body and mind than those around us with our experiences. And we are better equipped for our individual assignments. But remember that our skills, mind, heart, and body will stagnate, rot, and die if we do not put our skills to good use. We have unlimited potential. But remember, only a small portion of our brain do we employ. Now, it's not really true. It's not like one section, but all of our potential is what we're not using. It's not like our brain is all working together. And we know that now through neuroscience. It used to be thought that this part of the brain, there are central cores, but everything works together in a net. That's what they refer to as a neural net. But remember, we're only using a small portion of our potential. Only a small part of our muscles do we flex. So we can increase our potential 100-fold and increase our accomplishments and our level of success 100-fold from what we did yesterday, starting today. Now, that potential we just have to learn how to tap it. Now, understand that you want to declare the following. Nevermore will we be satisfied with yesterday's accomplishments. That's fine, but remember we talked about complacency. But nor will we indulge in any self-praise for the deeds which in reality are too small to even acknowledge. So we got our small wins, but we don't want to rest on those too much. We want to always be striving for more because we can accomplish far more than we have, and we will. So why should the miracle which produced us end with our birth? I mean, when we talk about statistics, and during conception, the sperm that made us was one of hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions, and the one that made it to the egg and made the fertilization happen is uniquely who we are. So we are truly 1 in a million. So if the odds that made us 1 in a million, why should they end there? Why should the miracle end there? So remember, why can't we extend that to our deeds of today? So the mantra says, I am God's greatest creation. I am not on this earth by chance. I am here for a purpose and assignment. And so in the biblical text, it is said we are expected to please God and serve people. And so by pleasing God, we want to have a purpose and assignment that serves the masses. There's a saying, and I'm a Star Trek fan, and there is an axiom that is talked about, especially in the Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. That's the one where Spock died before he came back. And the axiom says the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few or the one. And I believe that's exactly what God's purpose, when we say serve people, that will help to please God. And of course, following some of those things. And so our purpose is to grow into a mountain in our abilities and our assignment, not to shrink ourselves down to a grain of sand by not trying, not working hard to grow. Henceforth, I will apply all my efforts to become the highest mountain of all, and I will strain my potential until it cries for mercy. I will increase my knowledge of mankind, myself, and the goods that I sell. In other words, whatever my skills are in the marketplace. Thus, my successes will multiply. I will practice, improve, and polish the words that I utter to sell myself, my goods, my skills, for this is the foundation on which I build my career. Never will I forget that many have obtained great wealth and success through excellence. Also will I seek constantly to improve my manners and graces, for they are the sugar to which all are attracted, because I am God's greatest creation. I will concentrate my energy on the challenge of the moment, and my actions will help me forget all else. The problems of my home will be left at home. I will think nothing of my family when I am in the marketplace working, for this will cloud my thoughts. It's just talking about a separation between home and work. You know, some people, there's a dispute about that. Some people say you can't really separate it because that can lead to a life of success in business and a poor home-work balance. So too will the problems of the marketplace, in other words, my work, leave that at work and not bring it home with me. And so I will think naught of my profession when I'm at home, for this will dampen my love for my family. So it says, you know, we talk about divorcing the two and keeping them separate. And so you will divorce them both from each other, but yet you be wedded to both. You will separate them to remain so that your career, you know, your career won't kill your personal life and your personal life won't kill your career. This is known as a paradox of the ages. But remember, we are God's greatest creation. We can make it happen. I have to know that with the gifts given to me as a human being and you as a human being, we have to recognize that we have gifts that we use and that we should try to use all of them. But if we are lacking certain gifts, not let that be the basis for not striving and making the attempt. I mean, I'm gonna say this. I have been given eyes to see and a mind to think. And now I know a great secret of life, for I perceive at last that all my problems, my discouragements, and my heartaches are in truth great opportunities in disguise. I will no longer be fooled by the garments they wear, for my eyes are open. I will look beyond the clothes, and I will not be deceived by just what I see. Look beyond the surface, for I am God's greatest creation. Okay. Now remember that it's important that we look beyond the surface, that we see within, and we see things for what they are. We have that ability, we have that insight. Some of it is known as intuition, insight. So, henceforth, I am God's greatest creation, and I will let it shape and guide my life. And so, eventually, I know that I will, with each victory, be successful. And I know that with each overcoming of each struggle, that the struggles become easier and easier, even though the adversity may becomes higher and higher as we got lofty in our goals. But remember, we will win and we will become great, for we are unique. We will win and we'll become successful, for we are unique. See you in the next video.